Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be looking at some of my original drawings. A lot of people said in the poll that they wanted to see my original drawings, 33%. So I'm going to go over my drawings. I'm mostly a map maker. I make pixel maps. I use a site called Pixel Art. You can see in the top center of the page, Pixel Art. That's a pretty good site for pixel drawings. I'm going to be making some more OC designs and drawings, try to get more art on the channel a little bit, because I do like drawing. I'm going to spend a majority of this video going over just the basic details of the map that I've presented you all here. And I also want to take y'all's opinions on what I should add to it, because there's a lot of blank space. I'll be talking about where I want some space to be filled and for you guys to give me ideas. So I guess we're going to firstly just discuss that I want to get into making games, and one of the genres that is one of the most popular is Battle Royale games. So of course this is kind of like a Battle Royale type of map. I've been doing gun stats as well as weapon stats. I've been coming up with some other good ideas as well, but for the most part I've just been making basic maps. Sorry about the stutter. So we're going to go over this map a little bit. I'm going to discuss each location. Obviously they're not named because I can't really name them on pixel art, but I will be telling you what they're called when we go over them, because I do have names for almost all the locations on this map. I just, of course, can't name them in pixel art for now. So let's go into the top left corner to Hamlet House. Hamlet House is named because it's a colorful house. It is a large, I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 story house. A really big house. The color coding, it just shows how large the house is. Red means it's 1 story, orange means it's 2 story. The color coding doesn't really work for the rest of the map. I just did it for the Hamlet House because it was the first location I worked on, and I also wanted to build this in a 3D render to see how big it would be. So it is 7 stories tall for usual. Hamlet House has a barn located down here, as you can see down here. It also has a small secondary story garage area over here. And the house is basically just rainbow colored. It's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink. It's just rainbow colored house. It's just a large 7-story house with a barn and a garage, and a tool shed and a garage shed over there as well. So let's continue in this northern plains area. We have a yellow farm up here, has some yellow buildings. It's basically just called the yellow farm. Has a barn, stable, house, some sheds, not that much. Really for this whole section up here, it's going to be farmland. We have a dark blue farm here. We have a blueberry farm right here with a blue building. We have a chicken farm with 4 chicken houses right here. A normal average day red farm up here. And then the apple orchard, which has a apple cutting, a harvester, a combine harvester, which is used to harvest grain, but also we're going to put an apple orchard there as well. So once again, guys, if you have any ideas for what you would like to fill out this blank space with here, some blank space here, here, up here as well on the coastline, next to Lena Lake, which is the next POI we'll look at. But yeah, if you have any ideas for what I should put here, I'll put them and give you guys a map update. But for the most part, this is just some farmland next to Hamlet House as the named location of this area. And we'll move over here to our next named location, Lena Lake. As I said before, it is a lake. It has pink walls because, you know, for this Battle Royale, it's somewhat realistic, but also this is just kind of like the introductory. I just wanted to make pink walls because Lena is one of my friends, and her favorite color is pink, so I was like, I'll make a location named after her and make the walls pink, because it's just a walled-off lake. I mean, it's still going to be pretty impressive regardless. People are going to go here because it's a giant lake POI. Some people would go here, and if they do go here, they can go to these 2 islands that have houses and there's bridges to all the islands. They can go through the guard gates to get onto the bridges and to the islands. Islands have a bunch of houses here on each island. Pretty cool stuff. Probably a lot of chests. I'll make a chest map, I think, for some of these, just in case you guys want to know how much loot will be here. And there's also a southern farm down here as well. just to fill out some blank space as well. But yeah, that is Lena Lake, and we'll move on to our next named POI, Manor Mansions. Manor Mansions. You know, manners are good. You want to be mild-mannered, and you want to be mild-mannered when you're at a rich person's house, and rich people like to live in mansions. So we have 4 mansions here, actually 5. One that has a big tree, one that's just a grand manor, one that kind of looks like the White House layout, one that's a little wonky, has a little mine train going through it, and one that has a ice lake attached to it. Now, if you guys have never played Nintendo DS, you probably wouldn't know this, but these maps, these mansions would be a little bit familiar. That's because if you look really closely, the layouts of, well, this mansion in particular should be kind of obvious. These are the Luigi's Mansion designs. I I kind of like the design of these mansions. They're a little bit different. As you can see, most of these are mirrored, so I don't want to be like caught for copyright or anything, but the maps are pretty much from Luigi's Mansion 3DS. I like that game, and I think 5 giant mansions that were in that game should be 5 giant mansions on the map. So that is Manor Mansions in the top snowy biome. Over here we have a little neighborhood, unnamed, just a bunch of houses, next to the other named location in the north icy area, Adjective Asylum. The trick with Adjective Asylum is that it's basically like Arkham Asylum in the Batman games, and everybody in this asylum has a personality. Every cell is going to be personalized to a certain adjective, like gloomy would be like dark and foreboding, charming would have a bunch of like hearts everywhere. Just all the prisoners who are here just like to express themselves in different ways depending on the adjective. So it's just an Arkham Asylum idea, except, it has a little twist. Everyone has their own mood, and they censorize themselves based on that mood. We also have a little lake here in the middle between the 2 islands and the mainland, just as a little place that we can put maybe some boats for later in the game. But right now, as I said, it's kind of just a prototype map. I just like making maps and designing maps, so this is my artist motif. This is Grandma's house. It's unnamed. It's just based off my actual grandmother's house. Looks sort of like this. Has a large garage and then a main 3-story mansion. Then we have just a shopping center, a little store over here, and then another neighborhood with some houses. Then we go over to the daycare. Little sandbox area, and then playground. Classic daycare. Kids can run around the playground, go to sandbox, and then go back into school to the daycare center. Over here we have a hotel. This is like a little hotel motel sort of deal. 3-story hotel, looks pretty cool. I'm gonna try and make 3D versions of all of this stuff so that you guys can like see what the 3D versions look like. But these are mostly just 2D. I just wanted to make them based off of real world things that I've seen. The daycare is based off an actual daycare near my house, and this hotel is actually based on a hotel in Disney World, the Wilderness Lodge, I think, expansion resort. So pretty cool stuff. Over here we have another named location, Haughty Hotel. I wanted to call it Haunted Hotel, but I kind of wanted to go for something a little bit less obvious, so I just called it Haughty Hotel. Haughty just means ghostly, gloomy, so same thing. Hotel's going to be somewhat haunted. Doors will open on their own, so players will never know if they actually close doors or not. Elevator may work, but the cables may snap and you may die. What? I don't know what would happen there. Windows may break at random. Stuff may move around. It's a haunted hotel in the middle, and it's surrounded by some apartment buildings, regular buildings. It's still a sort of city location, but it has a hotel in the middle. Over here we have a logging camp, just a basic campground area, some like wood pallets and stuff, kind of like I think it's Logjam Woodworks from Chapter 2, Season 1 through 3 of Fortnite map. Had the Logjam Woodworks, that logging area. That'll be the same type of thing here. There's a logging machine down here. big logging machine that'll go into the forest over here and cut down some trees. Pretty good stuff, pretty good stuff. Over here we have an old boardwalk. It's based on the Boardwalk Hotel at Disney World, or at least somewhat of it. Just the boardwalk area. We got a dance hall, fishery, an old warehouse over here. This warehouse will be full of ammo crates and chests and stuff like that. Then we just have a few restaurants, pizza place, ice cream parlor, ESPN bar, some carnival games, and then a little motel hotel over here as well. Just an old boardwalk. Continuing on, we have Riverbend. Riverbend is a small fishing town located next to a lake and a giant river, accessible by bridge only. Got some houses, a store, a jail, and a giant library. That is the feature of the town, giant library. And it's next to the church. This is the next named location on our list, Mournful Moor. Mournful Moor has a graveyard right here, a funeral home, and then a giant church building, and then a small food kitchen next to it. It's next to a neighborhood street, and then a manor over here. The manor is actually based on a book that I read called House of Dreer, which is about the Underground Railroad being underneath a mansion, and the mansion right here is based on the House of Dreer book and what the mansion looks like in that book. So basically all my inspirations come from personal experiences, stuff I've seen, stuff I've read, just making locations based on that. This church is actually a church that I went to for a while before I stopped going to church, and this food kitchen is where my brother works. So, real world location turned into one of our named locations. Alright, moving on, we will get to one of these swamp areas. The swamp area over here, trying to get over to it. Come on, get over there. Here we go. So this is Capit Keep. Capit Keep, it's an unnamed location. It's not big enough to be considered a named location. It's just a small city over here, small town. Got some store buildings, apartments, and then a mayor townhouse right here, just next to the coastline, somewhere for people to go. And there's some lakes and swamp areas. Going into the main swamp area right here, it'll be called Mud Marsh. It's kind of like Moisty Mire. It's got a bunch of mud pits, some trees. There's an Indian village right here. Don't know what it's going to be called, write down in the comments. If you have any ideas on what any location should be called, if you don't like the name of it, that's fine. The only locations that I will say I will be keeping the names of are Lena Lake and Patchy Ports. We'll get to that later, and Peaceful Plains, because actually, I could probably go over Peaceful Plains right now. Peaceful Plains is this entire area right here that really doesn't have much in it. That's because Peaceful Plains I just want to be like a situation where there's really nothing there. You just run across like an empty field, and it's like kind of dangerous because people can snipe at you, but you're all kind of out in the open. Lena Lake is named off one of my friends, so I'm not going to be changing that name, but any other name I'm fine with. And if you guys have any POI locations that you think should be added to the map, I'm open for suggestions. Got some empty space here, here, here. A lot of empty spaces. There's a big empty space right here next to Coastal Colony, Broken Bridges, and Extensive Extractions. Get to all that later, but for right now, we'll go over the swamp locations. We got a little factory here. Don't know what I'm going to call it, but it's basically just a factory center. Kind of like the warehouse factory from Fortnite next to Dusty Depot. We got a little waste dump here, a little jelly factory. That's just a bunch of containers. It's just like a waste center, like a reservoir for wastewater. Then we have 3 sheds here. If you know Fortnite, you'll know this. It's Dusty Depot location, but it's just 3 brown sheds next to the water. I just wanted, because Dusty Depot didn't really need to be a named location, but I mean it is now, so on my map it's not going to be named, but it is going to be like a nice callback to Fortnite, as is this place right here. As you'll know, this is based off the Dusty Divot layer that was in the middle, the lab center, but of course it's mirrored. It's got buildings that aren't exactly accurate to the Dusty Depot thing, but it is layout somewhat like it. And then we have the Indian village. I already talked about that. Right here, just some teepees surrounding a campfire. Then we head into Coastal Colony. Coastal Colony is based off of Panama City in Florida. We've got a red condo, a green condo, a pink condo. We got a parking deck, another parking deck, and then we have a blue condo, and then we have this multicolored condo. The reason why it's multicolored is because it's kind of special to me. This condo is based off of a condo that I went to, that I actually stayed in Panama City. So that's why it's multicolored, and also it's multicolored because that's what the building looks like. So yeah, Coastal Colony is basically 5 giant condo buildings and 2 parking towers, like the big parking garages. So pretty good location for loot. Condo buildings are 15 to 13 stories tall, so pretty good for loot and vertical mobility. And it's also near the coast, surrounding the biggest location on the map, Patchy Ports, which is this entire area right here. It's got oil platforms. We got the generic oil platform here, a drilling station, and a helipad. This one, it's got 2 drilling stations as well, but also a storage center and a helipad. This is the same as the square one. If only these advertisements weren't lagging the program. Instead of it being a square, the helipad's by itself, storage, and then 2 drilling platforms. This one, 2 drilling platforms, a central command center, helipad, and then a little space for people to hang out, like a break room, stuff like that. So yeah, Patchy Ports has a lot of unique locations. There's a diamond tower here, just like a little obelisk in the middle of the water. It's got like a rescue boat and a little island over here. It's got a bunch of kayaks. It's got a party boat right here. It's got 3 buoys. 1, 2, 3. Got a little island with some houses and some small houses here, some small sheds. And all of these little brown things are just boats that you can like build on, find a chest if you want, and then, hop off and go to one of the oil platforms or any of the other mini locations. But Patchy Ports is the biggest location on the map besides Peaceful Plains, which does have the biggest landmass. You got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 14 grid spaces allocated to it, so pretty big location for the most part. Alright, I know this is a long video, guys, but I just wanted to go over everything. Remember, if you guys have any ideas to add to the map, there's a lot of blank space open. I do want to figure out how to connect. You can see that there's like roadways connecting all the POIs to each other. I do want to figure out a way to connect Coastal Colony to Riverport over here, like a road here. So if there's like a POI here or here that could connect these two, that'd be pretty good idea. But let's go over the final 2 POIs. Broken Bridges is this area right here. It's a bunch of little ranches, homestead houses based on real life homestead houses, farming buildings, and then you've got bridge, and bridge. Just a giant river with some cliffs, houses located on the cliffs or over the water's edge, and then connected by bridges. So pretty neat little POI there. Alright, and then we have the final location, the center island. Not the center island, the center location. Extensive extractions. It's an extraction area, like a mining lab. It's got a bunch of labs that are connected by tubes, and we've got 2 mining machines here. Got a bunch of like mining centers here. It's based on like an earthquake. You can see all the fault lines going into the center of the map here, and it's just a really cool area that's looking at the cause of the earthquakes, which seem to be these mysterious metal plates that seem to be like they are the remnants of something. They're trying to figure out what. So that's really it. Really, that's just it. I've done a lot of other maps. I'm going to be posting more videos on this, but I just wanted to show you guys because you guys wanted to see my new drawings and stuff like that. So if you guys have any ideas for POI names, new POIs, I'd be happy to add them and then give you updates on them. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Like if you like, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like it, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodaloo!